Hi, family. Happy Thursday. Look at us. 2 days back to back. Watch out now. um, you know what? I come with, what is it? Get ready with me. I need to start like a trend, dress my candle with me or do magic with me. Um, I go to do this before the video is starting, but then I'm like, nah, you know what? Me and my friends can hang out. Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe, connect with us, be a part of our soul family. It is a free energetic exchange that helps us that helps us recognize each other and say thank you and say I would like to be in better alignment with these messages. It's a way to circulate us as a soul family and an energetic current, a frequency on this platform. So that's so funny. I grabbed clary sage, but I was going to tell you that I pulled lavender from the deck this morning. Child, where did I put it? Anyway, too funny. What did I do with the lavender, y'all? So because I pulled lavender, I was gonna dress my little votive. Look, you know I had that I have the whole abundance and prosperity altar going on, and what was it the fairy offering or something candle we had? They get way too hot. I can't have them over here. So I had to pull out one of my little soy candles. You know, I haven't really poured any, but I do have some taper candles. I have some of those poured up. I don't know how I'm gonna dress them. I was looking at my notes the other day preparing for summer solstice, and I'm going to be traveling to the ocean. Yes, next week. I would really like to chat with y'all from the ocean, but honestly, like y'all, it's post Memorial Day. It's like Memorial Day travel week. The ocean going to be crazy. It's not really. I love to sit out there when it's really quiet, but you got to get out there so early for no one to really be out there. I don't know. Maybe we'll do shorts or something. Child, I don't know. Because I would like to. I don't know. We'll see. Listen, why are we talking about next week? You know what? But I am still working through these little soy. I'm talking about burn, cleanliness, scent, throw, all these different things. I really, you know how I feel about it. I love organic beeswax in any way that you can get it, buy it, work with it, support it, especially locally. But these are soy. Do I have my incubation powder over here? Nah, you know what? We'll just go. We will just go on with the Palo Santo and the sweet orange oil. But listen, this is a very simple way. I always love to share with you guys just techniques. I feel like some of us stop ourselves from really tapping into our manifesting power, from our self-awareness, from our magic and our ritual routines in whatever way we want to call in. Because we're just like, oh, I don't have time. So a great way is we connect with our spirit, our team, and higher self. Excuse me, our own intuition, our own guidance. Of course, over here, you guys know we're always calling in only the energies that serve the highest and best good and harm none. That's always what we're going to work with over here. Won't play like that. Okay. I don't know why I feel the need to say don't get it twisted. Okay, we are a Gemini season. You never know. Two-faced energy, but let me focus. But yeah, that's the energy we call in over here. But two things you learned today before we start shuffling some cards and chit chat. We are in Gemini season. We talk about a few other things as we slowly count down the days. Because, friends, Saturn sure is about to complete 29 and a half years of karmic cycles, evolutionary cycles, emotional maturity cycles. It is time to graduate. Is time to unindoctrinate, should I say. Because we ain't word spelling on ourselves over here. But yeah, we'll get into it. Look, take a tiny candle, okay? If you have an oracle, that's great. For example, here, essential oils. If you have access to the essential oil, or let's say you draw cinnamon, right? Maybe you have cinnamon in your cabinet, you're kind of pulling down the message from spirit and activating it, especially with heat. Heat is an activation point in energetic work, spiritual work, ritual work. And put it on your candle, because what you're doing, or let's say you drew lavender and you were like, I'm going to drink a tea today that has lavender in it, and I'll think that to myself. You're teaching yourself, right, North Node and Pisces, that you're always connected to the all oneness of all that is, the intuitive connection, your team and higher self, you and higher self. You know what I'm saying? It's good to find ways to concretely make that connection come down into real time. So it's really beautiful. So many ways to do that. So, but that's an example of what I'm doing today. I Sweet orange works for me anyway, because I've been intentionally working with lemon and sweet orange. It's funny that we said tea, because I also got an orange tea that I really love. Because when you get, this goes back to like an intuitive message, and then all these synchronicities that I was getting, and whoa, my friend was doing this ancestral message, and it was just crazy, y'all. You ever have a message and so many synchronicities hit, and you're just like, God dang, spirit, right? You're just like, okay, I got you. Very clear. That's how this message was. And it was like bees, it was like solar plexus, it was like crown chakra. It was all the things, y'all. So I definitely made the intention to make sure I had the essential oils, to make sure that I'm activating with them. I really did think my lavender oil was over here, though. That's so funny, because I use, in the nature of what the work that I do every day, I might be walking around with the oil in my hand. I put it down somewhere. Go in the kitchen, talk about, there's my lavender oil. Yes, it's fully that kind of home space around here. Be like, is that a what is that? Oh, my bad. That's my Palo Santo stick. I was walking around with it this morning. Y'all, the dream, excuse me. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like when Gemini season kicks in, there's like a pop. There's like a buzz. The mental bodies, I really even feel, because when energy communication, I'm seeing like circuits firing, very Gemini, right? Of course, is going to be even more amplified by Jupiter, who is still going to complete the journey of being in Gemini as well. So I feel like, and I don't know if this is because the sun is activating Pluto right now, they're in a trine, but the dream world is like, it was really quiet in Taurus season. I'm not even going to lie to you. I enjoyed the break. Okay. Because, we get tired out here astrally sometimes, y'all. Whew. I feel like that's how Pisces season was for me. But it also even like rippled into Aries season, because there was still so much Pisces. And I was just like, oh my God. Y'all, it was a lot. But, how are you doing? My dreams have been very interesting. What else? Gemini season. I feel like it can't be emphasized enough how great it is to write down intentions. Utilize the magic, the ritual, the energetic concentration, the spiritual practice of writing things, affirmations. We also have fire trines, specifically involving Venus and Mars. So burning something you write is super effective. There's a lot of magnetic energy in the collective, okay? The end of May and June are like, let's go type energy. So what you were focusing on, what you are giving your attention to, your energy to, I would even encourage maybe just intentionally, friends, especially, let's say, by the time you reach the end of this week, and this weekend, you're going to be intentionally thinking, I know a new moon in Gemini is coming. I know that Saturn, okay, Neptune has already blazed the trail, literally moving into Aries, okay, already kind of pulling us out of that Piscean territory and saying, yes, I love everything. Hey, we've got a North Node in Pisces. It's not that we're leaving the spiritual behind, but we're coming down Virgo rulership in this year. We're coming down to embodiment. So what are you planning to do is the big vibe that's going to be coming up. We're going to enter into Gemini, what you're thinking, what you're speaking or not speaking. Setting the intention to be super focused on, I was trying to think of a fancy way to say it, y'all, dead ass, just talking less and being intentional. I'm reading things related to this. Maybe like, I don't know. I do selectively watch some things on TV, but I don't get, anyway, I'm a book nerd for real. I read a lot. So maybe like you're curtailing, how many books you read or intentionally, again, please, to reiterate, this fire trine, that's been going on most of the month, really. Venus and Aries trine, Mars and Leo. There's a lot of creative magnetic energy. Be serious about what you're passionate about. The will to know, the will to be, the will to remain silent is in the wills, as I call them. We learned about those in our apprenticeship, with my shamanic witchcraft teacher. You can check those out if you want. Google them. You could probably literally just Google, if you're curious about this, the will to know. And you could really just go from there, honestly. Oh, wait. That might kind of take you down the wrong spiral. Hold on. Let's try the will to know witchcraft, if you Google that. Because then you can study, it's hard to really just cite one person, to be honest. You may really just have to get in there and dig in yourself. It's hard to really explain the wills, quote unquote, in the craft. But anyway, the whole point of bringing them up or mentioning them was to talk about the will to be silent and how it's almost always last on the list because it's hard. Be intentional about what you speak. Write down things. I would dare say, especially starting on the 26th with a new moon in Gemini, preferably a few days before then. Write your intentions. I am statements. But sometimes even just sitting there to cultivate a mindset, a visualization process, to cultivate the energy of your spirit, of focusing on your goals. Just do this. This is a really cool practice. Whatever you have the intention, maybe it's you have a lot of career goals this year. Maybe we are in a hermit year, right? We're in a Virgo ruled year with a Virgo South node. Maybe a big manifestation point for you is just health of your body and mind. What are some goals and action steps that you like, action oriented things that you have going on? Focus. Maybe you're like, it's a huge goal for me to organize my home this year. So what does my home look like and feel like? Write down and describe this as if you're like a writer talking about what your home, or even also effective is like Pinteresting, vision boarding. But the point is to write things. Writing is a direct, magical, energetic, like alignment, like attunement, where you transform something that is in the aether and it's in your mind and you scribe it into this dimension. That's why writing is so huge. Dang, that's another one on our teaching list we need to do. So I can make a playlist on teaching why writing is so energetically and spiritually impactful, especially repetitive, because you're essentially programming yourself. Honey, somebody programming you. You better learn to program yourself, I'm telling you right now. You know what deck I feel drawn to today? So yeah, listen. Work with the fire trines. We've got Aries energy. We have Leo energy. Shout out to just be mindful going into next week. There's this huge like build up. And then karma, is gonna, I see like, What? I'm sorry. Spirit, okay, I'm seeing like balloons being popped or like maybe even a rubber band like whoosh, like whoop. What's the noise I'm hearing? I don't know, y'all. Whoop. I don't know. How would you even spell that? The return of, how would you say, overextension of energy, cause and effect. Boom. There's going to be snapping. The rubber bands, child, the boomerangs. I'm hearing, it's all coming back to me now, but not in a good way. Baby, baby. Okay, not in a good way. Love and light. May all beings, right, transmute their karmic lessons so that as a collective, we can heal in a more powerful and united way. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. But, ooh, I'm telling you, it's a tension, it's a build-up, and then we're going to pop, and then it's going to be Gemini season, and we have these fire trines. So I'll tell you, if you're traveling, please, just from your local Aquarian astrologist, please slow the fuck down, go slow, review all the things that you need to review. Please be careful driving because, I mean, statistically speaking, that's the place that's honestly the most dangerous. It's not on a boat. It's not on a plane. Honey, it's driving. Please be careful out there, okay? Just Mars and Leo, shadow side. A lot of Aries, Leo, Neptune, Aries, Saturn, Aries. Okay, child, hold on. Are we about to have another Aries? We're in an Aries stellium right now. But to be honest with you, Chiron has been in Aries a long time. But I mean, we do have, you know, we have Venus. We have, oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, that's because the moon is in Aries today. Okay. But yeah, I think we are going to have an Aries stellium. So just again, do you see the dance? We keep dancing in the Aries territory, the world reset points, all of this whole reset of the archetypal energy on the wheel. Things are resetting, resetting, resetting. What happens when you go fill a new room? That means you had to clean all the shit and the trash out of the room before you put it all. This is the same effect. Energetically, when you reset, 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 reset. What happened before all that reset? We had to do a whole lot of return. Also, in the year of the Hermit, we've touched on this before. Spirit is bringing this back to me. We, hold on. Child, I was talking so fast. When I'm channeling, it's like so many things are coming. What spirit? Okay, the Hermit, the 3, the 6, the 9. The triplicity of the 9 is that the 9 always returns to itself. The power. It's all coming back to me now. It keeps going up. Baby, 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 when okay. It was so long. It was dead long ago, but it's all coming. I'm gonna have to like have a sing session, you know, where you run around the house with the airbrush. I keep hearing it. Woo! Spirit said it's on both ends of the spectrum. But energy does not, you know, die. It doesn't cease to be. It changes forms. So in order for karma to be energetically redistributed, Pluto and Aquarius, right? The redistribution, the liquidation and the redistribution of energy, information, all of these things, right? Okay, but Saturn as well. Saturn sitting at this critical degree, 29. 9 plus 2 is 11. That's interesting. An 11 portal, which is an Aquarius number. Too good. Excuse me, can't make it up. Yeah, the things have to go back to their rightful owners is something like this. The Hermit has sat down within the self it's like a divine reclamation of light, which essentially is energy. So that then, you know, the divinely sovereign being who is self-aware can say, now where would I like to reinvest, redistribute, and how would I like to co-create with what has been returned to me that was mine? And so that's going to look different in everybody's timeline, right? But this is what we are going through. There is going to be a lot of tension. So just, you know, back down to the 3D, okay? if you're traveling, if you're making plans, it's kind of the pop off of that season. I mean, I know for in our region it is, and I really feel like, and we're in the U.S. over here. I'm in the Southeast, but I feel like, I mean, I do travel a lot, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the big kickoff. Like the last week of May going into June. Yeah, everybody's trying to travel. They've been itching to travel. Kids getting out of school. Absolutely. And I know, like, what is it, the day after, if not Memorial Day, most like water parks, pools, all this is opening. So just be mindful. I feel, how do we say, Spirit? I do like that Mercury is still in Taurus, but I feel, what is today's the 22nd? Still just plugging along in this palindrome week. Hey, I am offering palindrome specials. I think the palindrome where the dates are the same forward and backwards. It's super rare. And this is one of the rarest. I think it's 8 or 9 days back to back to back to back to back that are palindrome. So I did this offering. You did I put it on my Facebook business page or did I only put it in our networking groups? I'll have to put it on my Facebook messaging page, but you're welcome to email me because I don't have it on my website. I usually don't do like little weekly or monthly specials, but it's an intuitive, I will consult your chart. So technically it's intuitive astrology plus tarot, where we kind of just do a tarot reading, but we have your chart up in the background and we'll pull from different things that come through like a few points within regards to your astrological chart, right? But I did that offering for like $30, which is a great rate because normally anything related to your astrology, well, you can check out the website. Again, if you're interested, feel free to shoot me an email. If you do follow my Facebook business page, feel free to message me there. Yeah, I'll have to post that. I posted it on some of our networking groups. I already have people booking. But I do need to, yeah, I'll put that on the Facebook business page. But yeah, holla, shout out if you would like to get in. I don't know how many, it's been offered for a day or two now, so I don't know how many more I'll do. I'll probably work on Saturday too, but I have class tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably work on Saturday too, so I might leave it open through Saturday. Yeah. And then I'm not really trying to do readings next week while we're at the beach. I only have a couple of people, friends and clients who I work with on the new moon. I really do try to reserve that time just for myself, my own vision work and everything. But I'll be here. I'll be at the beach. I won't be here. No, I'll be here chit-chatting with you guys. Does that fall on Monday? Yes. So the new moon in Gemini does fall on Monday. Okay. Ooh, child. Saturn going into that critical world reset point, that 0-degree mark on the 24th. That's only 2 days away, friends. I'm excited. I think a lot's going to be activated. It's going to be great. And then on the same day as the new moon, we're going to have Mercury going into Gemini. Ooh. Okay, let's bring it back to today. I hope you guys are all feeling well and doing well as we've started to engage with Gemini season. So I like to remind people in Gemini season, it's about your mind. What are you thinking? Who are you communicating with? What is the sounding board around you? It is very social energy, but I think some people get this, how do we say, Gemini gets a rap where it's like, oh, everybody's just going to be blowing you up. You got to talk to everybody. You got to mingle. And you actually don't. I mean, how you feel Gemini energy depends on your birth chart. It also depends on some big major sign placements. But it's really, to me, it's about your habits, how you perceive things. Gemini is really curious. What makes you curious? The season can be about what do you need to learn. It could involve who do you need to network with. Do you have spiritual goals this year? Is it career goals? You would have to know your own goals. We don't need to sit here all day, love and light. We are going to be responsible for our experience and our own personal knowledge. Okay, we all utilize our own intuition. Okay, because we grown ups over here. Yes, we are. Okay, we love you so much, but you have to navigate that. So wherever that finds you, what do you need to be curious about to take action steps? Are there thinking patterns you need to grow? Are there maybe new skills, new classes? Do you need to get into something to learn? Who do you need to communicate or network with? Maybe it's a career or like a creative or a business goal. It's learning. It can definitely also be networking too, though. So, what else, you guys? Yeah, Mercury still in Taurus, which I like because we still need, what's the degree that we're at? It still is very practical thinking energy. 22 degrees last weekend. Yeah, still very practical, very patient. Which I like that because this Mercury and Taurus energy will help you from now all the way up to the new moon in Gemini. And passing through that big transition of Saturn to stay grounded, to really think about not only what's transforming, because there's a lot of that going on right now, okay, but also what do I value? What am I rooted in? How do I need to be patient with the things that are still growing? How can I practice consistency? I feel like, I don't know, people are just going to be in this Gemini season trying to run around crazy, flying out the side of their seat of their pants or something, like as we would say down here, like a chicken with your head cut off. Okay, we ain't going to be running around here like chickens with our head cut off. I think, remember, Hermit year, Virgo year, and we talked about a lot. Oh, she died too. They're all dying. I need to get one of my big candle style lighters. I just had those, and I like to try to be resourceful. If I have something, I use that first. But we're going to use this candle. Yeah, listen, Spirit is saying, the name of the game is still slow down. Let it slow all the way down. Let it be all the way released. I don't know, I'm hearing all the way accepted. It's still, what am I hearing? You know how you would say, like, how low can you go? I'm hearing, like, how slow can you go? And quality, not quantity. Virgo, attention to detail, precise efficiency, less multitasking, less mindless scrolling, okay, less doom scrolling, learning maybe more as a pastime, reading, think about your mind, your attention span. Shadow Gemini really struggles with that. Okay, I'm hearing one mind, one accord. This could be in relation to you and a group, you and a person, but this is also ultimately at the core, that's you with you. You don't want to be schismed. You don't want to be splintered, scattered. A friend and I were talking, and she was saying something about she has an Aquarius placement too, and she was like, yeah, Gemini is so scattering to me. Exactly. No shade to Geminis, you know what I mean? Because you guys, this is your natural territory. But I'm talking about the temptation will be with all these Aries, all this pop back, all this karmic, all these cycles changing will be to kind of, and run around and, or either just spiritual bypass out completely and just, I'm just going to doom scroll. I'm just going to, no. We're going to be grounded. We're going to be consistent. Hey, where do I need to go outside and put my feet on the ground? Okay, do I need to take maybe like a breathwork break? Let's return. Maybe Gemini season, write it down. Do I need to make a priority list today? What am I studying? Is this best for me to be, I'm hearing, am I in an echo chamber right now? Or am I in a sounding board type of supportive atmosphere? It's a lot of different things that can come through, but remember, we still have Mercury in Taurus. We still need patience, consistency, practical thinking. Okay, a slower pace. And I'm hearing it like, the tortoise was never necessarily not as smart as the hare. He just moved slower. And now I'm seeing, like, you know, people who practice like Qigong or like these different fluid, excuse me, Tai Chi. There's lots of different ones, right? And how it really connects them with being present in their bodies, which still, yet again, takes us back to Virgo energy. It takes us back to the energy of the wood snake. It takes us back to the energy of Uranus and Taurus even, which is a big placement that's really still activating so much in us, especially as we connect to the earth with our bodies. So yeah, it's a huge energy. Where do we want to start? You know what? Let's do a Season of the Witch and get into some cards. Season of the Witch, Beltane, Beltane. Let's see. Let's tap in. What messages do we need to serve our highest and best good spirit today? Our spirit guides, our ancestors, our team and higher self, divine, Father God, Mother Goddess, divine source energy. Well, okay. We're just going to take one. Primal, there is no way around but through the very truth that lives within you. That's so interesting. I love that all these cards in the Beltane one, the Beltane one, carry this bee theming. Look at that. And I still have it sitting out over here. I drew bee this morning. We may read her. I think getting a bee might be my next tattoo. Actually, butterfly is supposed to. I'm supposed to get a matching butterfly. Bee's gonna have to come at some point though. Like taking action. Primal, taking action. I'm feeling a lot of Mars and Leo in this, but also there is no other way around but through the very truth that lives within you. This is giving very like how we were talking about as a year of the hermit, of going within. You're not going to know what your truth is and really be able to practice self-awareness if you don't slow down and be with yourself, right? This card is all about acceptance, it says. There's a primal force flowing through each of us. You feel it when your tummy rumbles and you feel the urge to eat, or when sexual desires overcome you while you're sharing a kiss with your beloved. These urges guide you to seek shelter when it rains, to cover up when you're cold, and to run when you are afraid. And while these urges are seen as being necessary for survival, other urges such as honoring your wild, uninhibited self and raw nature are not always welcome in modern society. However, they are equally as essential to living. The primal card is here to challenge you to let go of who you think you're supposed to be so that you can become who you really are. Authenticity. Hey, that's the name of the game in the age of Aquarius, you guys. And if you refuse to see the blockages to your own individuality, to your authenticity and why it's valuable and why it's worthy and why it's needed, Pluto and Aquarius will really come through with that Lord of Death and the underworld energy to kind of show you that the shadows, the blockages that are standing in your way of that. If you have felt confused, stagnant, or lacking motivation, or have a general sense that you're going nowhere, it may be because you're trying to follow a path that isn't truly meant for you. Consider whether you are living to please others, doing what is expected of you rather than what brings you joy and fulfillment. This is a big vibration. People pleasing. I mean, hell, codependency, people pleasing, the evolution of how you intend to connect with people, that can be taking a huge shift when Saturn is getting ready to finish 29 and a half years of, is like, girl, child, this ain't my first rodeo. I've been taking notes for a hot minute, and I've really kind of realized that doing everything for everyone else is, emotional burnout. Burnout keeps coming up in a lot of collective messages, a lot of readers, speakers, intuitives, channelers. I love to get into all of it. Astrologers. It's just a word that I keep hearing come up. Um, Alternatively, if you find that you are in alignment with your current goals, consider whether you have been trying to emulate others rather than expressing your true self. You may have similar goals as another person, but you do not have to go about achieving them in the same way. So, eliminating comparing yourself to others, yeah, authenticity once again. Trust that who you are is more than enough without having to change your core nature or adapt to fit in. This is so appropriate. We were just talking about this social detox, just so you see it. Child, the hermit year, I'm trying to tell you. Social media is a powerful tool, but it can create anxiety and stress when you don't feel like you're where you want to be. If you are regularly comparing yourself to others, consider detoxing from social media for a while you surrender to your true nature. Doing so will allow you to step into your own skin without social influence. Woo, child, I cannot imagine having to go through like teen, preteen, everything with like this much social media. I was definitely one of those people though who like, well, I don't even know what fucking year Facebook came out. But I remember for years, people were like, you're not on it, you're not on it, you don't have it, you don't have it. And I was like, no. I don't know. It was just so bizarre to me. Oh, shoot. If I only could have known where I would be right now. Oh, man. To be honest with you, I'm really not on that a lot of times. And I'm very mindful, very picky what I cultivate. I am very picky about muting things, unfollowing people. I don't play about what is constantly in front of my face and what I see. I really don't. And I really try to limit it. So yeah, I think that's a great timely thing to come through. I feel drawn to this deck today, you guys. Every little thing you do is magic tarot. I love this one, y'all. It's so pretty. Every little thing, every little. If you don't hum that song when you hear that, I don't know. Like, could we be friends? You don't know that song? Look, it says, who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. Carl Jung. If you're not familiar with Carl Jung, amazing psychology and shadow work. Shadow work alone, though. He was a psychologist. Y'all, it's Carl Jung. But the work that he did in regards to shadow work and lots of things are like revolutionary. All right, let's get into it. Every little thing you do is magic tarot. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, primal, acceptance. What else were we talking about? Patience, consistency, right? Grounding, embodiment. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Let's see what we got out the gate. Ooh, Ace of Wands. Listen, this is what I'm telling you. They're so pretty. I do like to read the book, though. These are very alternative. It looks like, oh, the Orphic egg. It looks like an egg here, like in a basket. It's propped on a stick. And then there's like flames depicted behind it. And it's in this field of wildflowers. I'm hearing, is that 22 energy? You belong. Is that Tom Petty? Among the wildflowers. There's a primal. I'm singing wildflowers. There's something about, I'm hearing, oh, girls just want to have, that's all I really want. Okay, it could be the Venus and Aries, y'all. When the working day is done. All right, who else is traveling? That feels like a traveling vibe. Girls who want to have fun. You belong among the wildflowers. Da, da, da. I don't remember. Is it Wildflowers? I don't know. I think it is Tom Petty, but this primal, this wild, being wild, wild authenticity. the egg. It's like there's something within you that only you can create. But I don't know. There's a wildness here. I think it has to be with being in nature too. She kind of makes me think she has horns, which gives me like Aries, but also Taurus vibes. Bull gang. Okay, my Taurus bull gang. But it also gives me like an Aries ram too at the same time. That's very interesting. Because we were talking about Venus and Aries trining Mars and Leo, which is very it's artsy, right? It's expressive. It could be romantic. Excuse me, whether that's you like romancing your day, your life, looking for magic, setting that intention, and then therefore magnetizing those things to you. Maybe going out in nature to connect with nature's magnetic birthing capabilities. There's a lot of grounding and earthiness in both of these cards. You belong among the wildflowers. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. You are made of pure divine energy. A wand is a lightning bolt crackling with energy. Ooh, that makes me think of Uranus and Taurus, like heavy. There could be activations that you connect. Maybe you identify what am I saying? You resonate with the idea of doing grid work in nature, okay? The ace represents becoming, manifestation, and creation. Ooh, that is very Venus and Aries, trine Mars and Leo, right? The Ace of Wands is a declaration that everything is ritual. Everything is holy, and every little thing you do is magic. Ask yourself, what energy is calling me to action right now? Connect with your inner fire. The wisdom held within will be revealed. Initiation, temperance, hope, a field of grains, and dried grass. I'm hearing wide open spaces, room to make our big mistakes. Oh, I haven't heard that. That's like high school air for me, y'all. Duh. What is it? New faces. She knows the highest stakes. She knows the highest stakes. Oh, Dixie Chicks. Y'all, it's been a hot minute. Wide open spaces. Okay, who needs to take a trip? This is what it's giving. Please be mindful, okay? Please don't speed. Wear your seatbelts. Please slow down when you travel. I have already issued that disclaimer. Please be mindful using tools, being around heated elements, Mars and Leo, like the stove. Just be careful. Y'all, watch your candles, too. New faces. She knows the highest stakes. She knows the highest stakes. Wow, a child? How am I shuffling? Whoa, what did I just do? Did I shuffle it? No, I didn't. Okay, I was just holding it wrong. Is it one card in here? Oh, because I had it sitting on top. That is so weird how that happened, though. It just could be a significator for someone that we need to let old cycles be complete, okay? Everything is actually okay, okay? Let it go. Release it. We can't go have new faces if we don't release the 10 swords. You know what I'm saying? It would be very easy if you choose to, spirit, how do we say? If you choose to swallow and digest the agendas of propaganda and stay in shame, fear, guilt, worry, anxiety, that will consume you. Saturn and Aries, Neptune and Aries is not about that. You know what I'm saying? It's a huge, like, I have a responsibility to go out in my authenticity and take action and be a leader. And also, I'm a human, and all of this, damn it, is part of the divine experience. So why not set my perspective to go seek out harmonious, beauty. What gives me pleasure right now? How can I be in creative flow and then co-create with my experience? And the more of us that continue to do that while we pursue this healing self-awareness journey, right? The more this karma, child, just wait and look around. This karma is going to keep completing and closing up these old cycles. Okay, massive transformational energy here in Gemini season. Just remember, don't go too fast, okay? Plant seeds for learning, I'm hearing. Planting seeds for learning. Okay, what seeds have you planted where you can maybe choose some new things to learn? That's a great way to find inspirational energies to learn something new. Or it can be creating something new. Man, that's a lot of cards. Okay. Look, we have King of Pentacles, okay? Grounded, strong. See, again with nature. Grounded, strong, you know, rooted energy. This is not my first rodeo. This is not my first rodeo. I have experience in this, okay? I have to remind myself I'm building a legacy. What does that look like for me? Things take time. Things go in cycles, and that takes patience. Look, Capricorn here. This gives me Capricorn energy. The Devil card is not always negative. He is the most real, the most tangible, the most materialistic form of creative energy. If you look at him through a pagan eye. Speaking of, it's funny that I say I, because the Hebrew letter associated with this card is called IN. It's very like, I have my eye on my prize. I'm building something new. What is the legacy I'm building? If you're going to decide, Pluto completed all these Capricorn contracts. Now Pluto's in Aquarius. All of this energy is being liquidated and redistributed. Also Uranus and Taurus. What's your breakthrough moment where you say, I know what it's time for me to create? It's about taking action. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be, just because we have a North Node Pisces, my concern is that a lot of people are just going to get lost in spiritual bypassing, and I don't want that for them. It still is important that we have creative vision that comes down and is birthed into this dimension. It's important that we go and create, that we make art, that we support each other, that we share this magnetic energy. Saturn in Aries is very like bold. It's very brave. It's very powerful. It takes action, right? Interesting, because we also have Eight of Pentacles. We have the Justice, Four of Cups, King of Cups, okay? Practicing emotional regulation. Meditation is important. Yeah, in Gemini season, because there's a lot of activation mentally. Yeah, so definitely meditation is important. I don't know. I don't like that when we don't have our stones in view. Emotional maturity. Understanding how to regulate your own emotions, okay? Emotional immaturity and not letting someone kind of get you all up out your own alignment. Because the shadow side of the King of Cups is like, you're a king, but at this point, wow, we have two kings on the table too. You're a king or a queen, I could say, you know, not speaking about gender, speaking about energy. But you haven't learned how to, there's Saturn. We were talking about completing all these karmic cycles. You got to learn how to regulate your emotions. Energetic boundaries, okay? Eight of Pentacles, Four of Cups on the table here. We're building something. We may receive offers that we decline because we're focused on other things. Solitude, I'm seeing hard work. I'm seeing emotional regulation. I'm seeing energetic boundaries. I'm seeing patience, commitment to the long term. Wow, it's really powerful. I would encourage you, after reading the cards, to definitely go out into nature, to be rooted and grounded. That is going to be of continued utmost importance. We're still juicing the marrow out of this Uranus and Taurus. We still have Mercury in Taurus. There's still a lot to come through. But I think a lot of it's felt in the body and also experiencing nature. Okay, so, yeah, I think that's it for us today, you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take good care out there. Go and put your bare feet on the earth. Get some sunshine on your face. I look forward to talking to you soon. Okay, guys? Love you. Bye.